One bright summer morning, the forest was alive with sunshine and song. The grasshopper sat on a mushroom, playing his violin joyfully. Along the path came an ant carrying a heavy seed on his back. "Why work so hard?" the grasshopper called out with a grin. The ant paused and replied, "Winter will come. I must be ready." The grasshopper laughed and played a louder tune. The ant went on his way, storing food in his tunnel. The grasshopper danced on a rock, music echoing through the woods. The ant lifted a berry, his little legs straining under the weight. The grasshopper lay on a leaf, soaking in the sun. The ant worked tirelessly, hauling crumbs and seeds. The grasshopper spun around, full of music and mischief. Below ground, the ant stacked food in neat rows. The grasshopper gazed at the clouds and dreamed. A yellow leaf floated down. The ant stopped and watched it fall. "Relax, friend," the grasshopper called out from a tree branch. The ant climbed a log, carrying a grain of rice. The grasshopper thought how foolish the ant was. He jumped to the ground and started teasing him. The ant lowered fruit into his burrow, one step at a time. The grasshopper smiled, lying flat under the sun. Soon, the forest began to change. Leaves turned gold and orange. The ant rushed with a bundle of leaves, wind swirling around him. The grasshopper looked up, noticing the chill in the air. The ant carried fruit through a narrow tunnel, determined. The grasshopper wrapped his arms around himself and shivered. Cold wind whistled through the trees. Autumn had arrived. The ant sealed his door with mud, his work nearly done. The grasshopper played a soft tune to the empty forest. In the warm glow of his den, the ant sorted supplies. The grasshopper walked alone, confused by the silence. He tapped on a frozen berry, hoping it was food. While the ant was busy digging the ground, preparing his storage, working hard every moment. Still preparing for the upcoming winter, the grasshopper tried to chew a leaf, but it crumbled in his hands. The ant rolled one last nut for his storage, preparing for the upcoming winter. The grasshopper curled under a tree, teeth chattering. Snow began to fall, light and quiet, blanketing the forest. Under a curled leaf, the grasshopper shivered through the night. Inside, the ant lit a lantern and warmed his tiny home. The grasshopper plucked a string. It snapped in the cold. His stomach growled. There was nothing to eat. Through snow and wind, the grasshopper stumbled forward. He reached the ant's burrow. Barely able to stand, he knocked gently, hoping for help. A soft voice said, "Who's there?" as the door opened slightly. The ant stared. There stood the grasshopper, weak and cold. "I didn't prepare," the grasshopper whispered sadly. The ant said nothing, then slowly stepped aside. Warm and comfortable, the burrow was filled with food and light. The grasshopper's eyes were wide with wonder. The ant said softly, "You'll be safe here." The grasshopper sat by the fire. The ant handed him warm soup, steam rising gently. "You may stay," said the ant, "but next year you must help." The grasshopper nodded slowly, understanding at last. The two sat in silence, watching snowfall outside. Spring returned, and the forest bloomed once more. The grasshopper stood with the ant, holding a basket in his hands. Together, they carried seeds, walking side by side. When the work was done, the grasshopper played a soft tune, and this time the ant smiled and danced. Moral of the story? Work today for what you'll need tomorrow.